What is going on, comic book fans? Welcome back to Bruce and Stephanie Comics. My name is Bruce, and guys, 2022 is a wrap. It is in the rear view mirror. Just like every other comic book YouTuber and influencer, I am doing my best of 2022 videos. A lot of people are doing, just all the comic books lumped in one, but no, I'm doing it a little different. I got my Marvel video that I posted back in 2022, and this video we're going to be talking about the best from DC Comics, one of my favorite publisher. I love so many of the superheroes, and despite a lot of people saying there were no good books at DC Comics, I disagree greatly. I thought there was a lot of good reads in the year of 2022, and we're going to talk about my favorites in today's video. But before we get into all the great books, I do want to say, guys, obviously, I do not read every single book that DC Comics release, so I am sure that I missed some really good books out there, and I just want to say that because I'm sure some of you guys have some favorites that I am not going to talk about today. But guys, leave a comment down below letting me know what your favorite comic was if I do not talk about it in today's video. And I just also want to say, guys, that this is my opinion, and if you guys do not agree with my opinion, guys, that is totally fine. There are so many other comic book YouTubers out there, or comic book influencers on TikTok and Instagram and everything else. If you guys don't like what I'm saying, guys, go check out some other people. There are so many people posting videos just like this one, and there are so many great books from 2022 that I'm not talking about in this video that you guys can find in those videos. And if I was going to suggest two people that you guys should go check out, I would say go check out Pop Culture Philosophers. He put out his best of 2022 video, and there was a lot of books that I did not read that were on his list that I want to check out, and I really trust his opinion. And also Cole from Cole Comics Claim. Cole is a good friend of mine, and he likes a lot of books that I do not, so he is a great juxtaposition to me. So those are the two things that I want to let you guys know before diving into all the books that we're going to talk about in today's video. So let's go ahead and dive into the beginning of this list with my Audible mentions. Compared to Marvel Comics, there were so many more enjoyable books at DC Comics. There were 8 books on my honorable mentions list, so let's go ahead and dive right into the first one. And the first one up is Batman White Knight presents The Red Hood. This was a 2-issue miniseries spinning out of the main series for Batman Beyond the White Knight, and this focused on the Red Hood, and it was fantastic. And it had art from Simon DeMeo, which was so freaking amazing. That man is a stud of an artist, and I freaking love that book so much. And after that is another Batman book with Batman Killing Time from Tom King and David Marquez. Now, I was actually a little hesitant diving into this book because some of Tom King's work as of late I have not been loving. But guys, this was such an enjoyable book, and the art by David Marquez. Guys, that guy does not get enough credit for his artwork. His artwork is absolutely stunning. It sold Tom King's story, and guys, this was such a great book. I do have to admit though, I still have not read the final issue of that book. It's in my to-read pile. There's a lot of books in there that there is a final issue of that I just haven't got to. But guys, I am going to get to it because it is that enjoyable of a book, and I just want to see how that book wraps up. And after that, we have Robin. Guys, this is from Joshua Williamson, and I forgot the artist on this book, but guys, this book was so much fun. I am such a big Damian Wayne fan, and this was so cool. He was on an island where you could not die, and people were fighting each other, and there was obviously a twist at the end. But guys, this was so much fun. And the one thing that I loved from this book is that they gave Damian Wayne a little bit of a more personality. You kept on seeing him read anime, and that just gave him a little bit more of a relatability, and that is just so key in comics. When you can relate to the character just a little bit, it makes it so much more enjoyable. And after that, we have Batman the Knight from Chip Zdarsky and Carmine Diamencio. I believe that's the artist on the book. And guys, this book was phenomenal. This book was this close to making the top 5 list. I enjoyed it so much. I was not sure that I was going to enjoy a year 1 type story, because they have done year 1 stories with Batman so many times, but this went so far back to his original training. It really went in depth about everything that Batman did to become Batman, and they also introduced Ghostmaker really early on. It was such a cool story. I really enjoyed it. I think you guys should be checking that out, especially if you like Batman, but Chip Zdarsky did one hell of a job on that book. And after that, we have Dark Knights of Steel. This is another Elseworld tale from Tom Taylor, so if you guys like his Elseworld style of storytelling, you guys will really enjoy this book. And it has art from Yasmin Putti. I believe that's how you say the person's name, but guys, this artwork is fantastic. And I love the fact that this book is set in medieval times, and there's basically separated the DC universe into like two kingdoms, and now they're warring against each other, and you get heroes and villains on both sides. It is such a good book. And then after that, the final book on my honorable mentions is Batman. If you guys did not read Batman, you missed out on some pretty good storytelling. We had stories from Chip Zdarsky and Josh Williamson all in the year of 2022. Some really cool things happened, some really dumb things happened. That's why this book is on the honorable mentions list. But guys, the last art from Chip Zdarsky did have artwork from Jorge Jimenez, and god damn, that man can draw Batman like no one else. God, I love that man's artwork. It is so good. Those are all my honorable mentions. Now we're going to dive into the best part of this video, my top 5 favorite comics from 2022 from DC Comics. Sitting in the number 5 spot from the best books from DC Comics of 2022 is Sword of Azrael. This was written by Dan Waiters and art by Nicola. I'm not going to pronounce his last name because I can't do it. But guys, this book was absolutely fantastic. In the final issue actually is dropping today, the day I am recording this video, January 4th of 2022. And this is just a must-read comic book. It was so good. And what I think Dan Waiters did really well is help connect you to the character of Jean-Paul Valley. When you have that connection with the character and you are feeling what he's feeling, the struggles that he is going through with fighting against his programming of Azrael, it is so good. I also love the world building that Dan Waiters did in this book. He actually built up more of the mythos of the Order of St. George. It is such a good comic book, guys. I also love the little cameos from Bane's daughter. That was really good. And the action is so fantastic. And that comes down to the artist, Nicola. Nicola did such a fantastic job. He brings so much energy to all the action scenes, but the emotions that he adds to it. There is a little bit of, I would say, anime style. I don't know if that's the correct wording or not. This book is fantastic. The storytelling is amazing. The artwork is amazing. And it's just the character growth of Jean-Paul Valley was amazing. Again, I'm using a lot of the same adjectives, but guys, I promise you, if you're a Batman fan and you want to have another character within the Bat family that you really want to enjoy, check out this book. You guys might have a new character that you're going to fall in love with. All right, guys, that is my number 5 book. Let's go ahead and find out what my number 4 is. The number 4 book should be no surprise to anyone, and it is Poison Ivy. Poison Ivy was such a fantastic book in the year of 2022. It was written by G. Willow Wilson and art by Marcio Takara. Guys, this was such a fantastic surprise because I originally was picking this book based on just the covers alone because they had some fantastic covers for Poison Ivy over the 6-issue first story arc. But guys, when you actually get into the book and started reading this book from G. Willow Wilson, you are pleasantly surprised to find out that she is building this character up and showing you the pain that she is going through. And yes, she does want to destroy the world with some poison that she is building within herself and spreading across the country. But as she goes across this country, she starts to realize that she might not want to bring the whole world down and wipe out everyone on the planet, because she's meeting people on her trip and making connections with these people and finding out that not everyone is a horrible piece of shit person that she was used to seeing in Gotham City, and that these people are worth saving because they are the salt of the earth people. And that right there is the main key to this story, because that helped her grow as a character. You saw her go through this whole transformation of a character, and it was amazing. I freaking love this book. I'm not going to ruin the ending, but that was just like the first 3 or 4 issues. She's going on this long journey across country, spreading this plague, and it was just fantastic. She's going through so many emotional ups and downs. But guys, don't worry. If you're looking for action, there was plenty of action to be had in this comic book. It was so fantastic. And the art by Marcio Takara was really good. It's not my favorite, but guys, it totally worked for the story. This is a must-have read from the year of 2022. And guys, did I mention that some of the covers from this series were absolutely fantastic? Yes, of course I already did, because the covers were amazing. Not every single cover, man, but there were some bangers through those first 6 issues. So many good covers. So you got great covers, you got great writing, you got okay artwork, but what you got in the end was a killer first story arc. All right, guys, Poison Ivy was my number 4 pick. What is my number 3? Alright everyone, we are down to the final 3 books from 2022. These books are the best books from DC Comics, and guys, sitting in the number 3 spot is Nightwing. This is written by Tom Taylor and art by Bruno Redondo, and I've been talking about this team of Bruno Redondo and Tom Taylor since their run on Suicide Squad a while ago. They are a team not to be reckoned with because they tell one hell of an amazing story. And what this team is doing so well on this book, in my opinion, is making Nightwing a relatable character. So many other superheroes you can't relate to. They're just telling stories and you're following in the background. But this character right here, you can relate to everything that he's trying to do in the city of Bloodhaven, and it's absolutely fantastic. And there's so many other things that they're doing with this character that are not done with a lot of the other superheroes, and it fits with Nightwing. It fits so well. They've given him a dog, which is this cute little dog named Haley. She's a little tripod. She's absolutely fantastic. They put him in a relationship with Barbara Gordon, which again is one of the best things. They're so sweet together and they're doing the right things, and it's just awesome. You can totally see them working as a couple in the DC universe, and I really hope they don't mess this up in the future and they pull them apart or they do something really stupid. Don't even let them get married. Just keep them a couple. It's so fantastic. They've also given him a half-sister, and her background is so freaking amazing. I'm not going to ruin it for everyone. You guys have to be reading this series. It is so good. And the other thing that they're doing so well is they're not making Nightwing this character that needs to do everything alone. No, Nightwing is leaning on all of his friends, his Titans friends, his girlfriend, even Haley. There are so many things in this book that are just absolutely fantastic. But again, I think the best thing that Tom Taylor and Bruno Redondo are doing in this book are making Nightwing relatable. And do I even have to mention how amazing Bruno Redondo's artwork? Some of his panel layouts are absolutely incredible. There was one issue where each page was a full layout. You just side scrolled across the whole entire thing. It was so amazing. This is an amazing team. You guys have to be reading Nightwing. It is such a great book. It is one of the best, if not the best, current ongoing superhero title in my opinion. All right, guys, that is my number 3 book. Let's find out what the final 2 are. All right, everyone, we are down to the final 2 books. These are the best books from DC Comics, and sitting in the number 2 spot is DC vs. Vampires. Now, this is written by James Tynion IV and Matthew Rosenberg and art by Otto Schmidt. And if you have been watching my must-have pickups videos for a while, obviously you knew this book was going to be on the top 5 list because it is just such an amazing book. I love Elseworlds Tales so much, but what this one does really well is take some characters that you don't really care about all that much, spins them on their head, and makes them absolutely amazing. Who would ever think the Wonder Twins would be really freaking cool? Well, I should say one of the Wonder Twins, and James Tynion IV and Matthew Rosenberg have made this character absolutely amazing. Every single panel that she's in, it's so freaking cool. I love it. And there's so many other cool elements of this book, but what I am really enjoying is that you feel the gravity of the situation, that vampires are taking over, and there's just this little pocket of humanity left, and they're fighting tooth and nail to fight back, but you are feeling the connection, the weight on all these characters, and it is so great. When you can feel what the characters are feeling and then you want them to succeed, it is just so great. So great. There's only 1 or 2 more issues. I forgot what the last issue I read. I believe it was either 10 or 11. But guys, I cannot wait to see how this story ends. I want this story to go on forever because it is so good, but I know it cannot. I know it cannot. I know it needs to end, and I cannot wait to see how it ends. And guys, the main vampire is such a cool character. When they showed who it was like, so good. So good. Guys, read DC vs. Vampires. The artwork is absolutely amazing from Otto Schmidt. The action scenes, the pain, the suffering, everything, the emotion, the levity, all is in this book because of the artwork and the writing. Great book. I don't need to go on anymore. Guys, pick this book up when it's collected in volume if you guys have not been picking it up already. All right, guys, let's move on to the last and final, the best book from DC Comics of 2022. All right, everyone, we are down to the number 1 book, the best book from DC Comics, and this book is so freaking amazing, and I am so excited to tell you guys that this is Batman Beyond the White Knight, written and drawn by Sean Murphy. This is an Elseworld tale. You guys know that I love Elseworld Tales, and this is the best of the best. Now, I probably do say that because this revolves around the Batman universe, and this is focusing on my favorite character of all time, Batman, but this is a different take on Batman and the whole Batman universe, and it is amazing, but it's still feels Batman, and that is the amazing part. This is still Batman. You should still feel that he's that character, but there's actual character growth. He's not this stunted character that's in the current DC universe that is on this treadmill of doing the same thing over and over again. He's still Batman. I'm not saying he's not Batman. He's still grumpy. He still doesn't like to accept help from other people, but he's different, and that is so amazing. It's so amazing. He's also aged up a little bit, and that's amazing. He's also married to Harley Quinn. If I didn't just blow your mind and you just have to go read it right now, go read it. It is so good. And Jack Napier is back in this book. I'm not going to tell you how he's back because he's died in volume 2. Again, I know, spoilers, but you guys should have read this stuff already. But he's back, and the banter between Jack Napier, or the Joker, and Batman is out of this world. So freaking good. Jason Todd is so good in this book. Like I said, previous on this list in the honorable mentions, there was a whole spin-off series with that character, and that was really good. Dick Grayson is great in this book. Barbara Gordon. So many good things. So many good things. There's also, you feel the weight of this story on you as you're reading it, and there's so much emotion and connection. Oh, I love that. I love that so much. I've teared up while reading this book, and it's Batman. Why am I tearing up during Batman? Because the emotional connection that Sean Murphy is giving you to these characters is beyond out of this world amazing. It is so good. And yes, I'm talking this excitedly about a comic book because comic books are so freaking good. And this is the best of the best from DC Comics from the year of 2022. That is my top 5 list. That was my honorable mentions. Guys, we are going to wrap this video up right now. But man, Batman Beyond the White Knight, my #1 book. Alright guys, we are at the end of the video. We've talked about honorable mentions. We've talked about my top 5 books from DC Comics. And if you guys are still watching this video, you guys know exactly what you are. You guys are legends. Thank you guys so much for supporting this channel. And guys, if you guys are not subscribed to the channel and you just enjoyed that video and you enjoy comic book content, guys, get yourself subscribed. Hit that bell for notifications and smash that like button. Now, last but not least, before you guys sign off, guys, leave a comment down below letting me know what your favorite comics from DC Comics were from last year, because man, there were some really good ones, and I am sure that I missed some books from last year. So guys, let me know down in the comments. Alright guys, that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.